Hello and welcome back to Fox's Reality. After my last headset or regretted video, you guys had asked for an Oculus Rift S review. Even though I don't really have this headset on hand anymore as I sold it off about a year ago, I did use this headset as my daily driver for over a year, so I'm more than confident in my ability to review this headset. So without further ado, welcome to Headset or Regretted, episode 3. So keep in mind, all the game footage in this video is going to be from when I did have the Rift S, so all the game footage is just old clips. Anyway, on May 21st, 2019, Oculus began shipping a new VR headset known as the Rift S. So keep in mind that this headset came out a full 3 years after the CV1, and I really liked the CV1. The Rift S was trumping its predecessor in almost every single way. It had inside-out tracking instead of the need to use the sensors. It had a higher display at 2560 at 1440p. That was 1280 by 1440p per eye, though it did drop the frame rate by 10, so it went from 90 on the CV1 to 80. Though I never really was bothered by it, and even though I've been spoiled by the Quest 3, given the higher resolution of the Rift S, I didn't really have an issue at all. At least compared to like the Quest 2, I didn't really have any issues. Just like the CV1, the cables were more than long enough for stand-up VR. The tracking was great, and I never had a single issue. The controllers were also very similar to the Quest 2, that they were a little bit slimmer, but for someone with hands like mine, it made it a lot easier for me to hold and use, and also had the rings that I really liked from the Quest 2. Keep in mind, this was Facebook's first VR after they bought Oculus, so it's still going by the Oculus name, but it was a Meta headset, or Facebook at the time, before they started using the Meta name. This headset is also just like the Rift, where it's still supported by the Meta Ryzen app and worked seamless with Steam VR. I liked my Rift S a lot more than my Quest 2 for PC VR at the time, and it's because it was a really clear headset without the screen door effect on the CV1. Yes, I know it's the screen door effect. You guys roasted me enough in my last video. I got it right this time, okay? You see, on the Quest 2, you get a highly compressed image for PC VR, and you get the same issue with air leak even on the Quest 3. And keep in mind, if you're on the high end of the IPD spectrum, low or high, the Quest is probably going to be a better choice because you can't really adjust the Rift S. It has a very clear and crisp screen at the expense of a lower field of view. It's also very comfortable, and it's got better blacks than the Quest 2, but not any better than the Quest 3 in my opinion. Those pancake lenses just hit different on the Quest 3. I have been absolutely spoiled. Unlike the CV1, it doesn't have those cool side headphones that come out. I really like those on the CV1. It has like built-in headphones very similar to like the Quest 2 or the Quest 3, and I remember them being okay, but I remember using headphones for the most part because they were serviceable at best. Honestly, I know this video is probably going to be a lot shorter than my last headset, I regret it, but honestly, there's not really much more to say over the Rift S over the CV1. In most ways, it's pretty much the exact same headset with inside-out tracking and better visuals and slightly tweaked controllers. And I know just like the CV1, you can find these for really cheap online. So if you were to like have a choice between the CV1 or the Rift S, I would say the Rift S over the CV1 just because it's a more improved CV1 at that point. And how much would it even cost to get one of these headsets like the Rift S in 2024 going into 2025? Well, if we check eBay prices or Facebook marketplaces, anywhere from like $100 to $120 range. And given the price of the Q3 at $500 and the 3S starting at $300, it's a really nice PC VR. If I find myself looking for a second headset, or a third at this point with how many headsets I own, I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to pick this thing up. And if you're thinking of getting into PC VR, but your budget is limited, you can find one of these for a decent price. Go for it. And you can't beat the performance that you get for this anywhere. I definitely would not regret this headset in any way. I don't regret it. I used it for a long time. I think the most noticeable difference I could mention when it comes to the CV1 versus the Rift S is the connectors. See, the CV1 connected by USB and HDMI, while the Rift S connected by USB and DisplayPort. And without the need of like external sensors like the CV1, it's a lot easier to set up and takes up a lot less ports. And if the DisplayPort problem is an issue for you, you can buy adapters for really cheap to turn DisplayPort into HDMI, so really it's not even that big of a deal. But with all that being said, I think we're coming to the end of this headset. Regret it. Would I regret this headset? No. Do I regret this headset? No. If I could find another one right now, which I can in like 30 seconds. Like if I was actively looking for a third or fourth VR headset for PC, I would probably go with the Rift S over the CV1. It just depends what I'm able to get my hands on at the time. Both are very serviceable and both are very good headsets. I would suggest the Rift S over the CV1 since it's an upgraded model of the CV1. But with all that being said, I think we're winding down this video now. I want to thank you guys for all the support I've been getting these last few weeks. Conversing with you guys in the comments about WMR headsets or the headsets I've already talked about has genuinely been fun and makes me want to keep going with this entire YouTube thing. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment below, and I would love to talk about whatever you guys come to mind, or if you enjoyed the video, feel free to comment and subscribe. I know that's like the most YouTube thing I could say, but it is what it is. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode.